Hey, hey, Spike Lee. When I'm writing a script, I have a schedule. Get up in the morning, get my coffee from the stand, sometimes read the sports page, depending upon if we won or lost last night, and then that's all I do. Look, for me, 3 to 4 hours, all I can do in the morning. I tell my students this also, is that everybody has their prime, morning, night. For me, I'm good in the morning. I get up, even when I'm not writing, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to go to the office in Brooklyn. So that's my most creative time. I mean, even when I was young, I could never hang out late. My friends, come home from the club as the sun's coming up. Yo, you motherfucker do what you want to do. I'm going to bed.
Do you create to please yourself, or do you have an audience in mind?
It depends on the project. For the most part, though, I'm writing for myself. Unless it's a job where it's not an original screenplay. For example, She's Gonna Have It. I wrote that in 12 days, 2 6-day weeks. You have to make a commitment, and I understand how hard it is that first day when you start writing and you're looking at that blank piece of paper, and you just gotta start. And when I sit down and write, that doesn't mean I start right away. Just gotta let's go. Do something.
Do you listen to others? Everybody needs an editor who's honest enough, who loves them enough that they'll be totally brutally honest.
I have a very select group of people I let read early stages in the script. And again, I keep going back to my students, but I try to tell them, you have to have a very select group. You have the people who you could trust, no matter what the occupation is or what their relationship is to you, and not gonna bullshit you and tell you, what they feel without fear of it damaging the relationship or something like that.
So you have some people who will say this is shit?
Well, they don't say it's shit, but they make suggestions like, I think that they're not that crazy.
I can make a good picture anytime, but to make something miraculous, fantastic, astonishing, original, it's really hard. It doesn't happen so often. It's really difficult.
Yeah, miracles don't happen every day. But when they do, it's like everything came together that moment, and booyah, you got it.
Can you take me through working on a film? You have a script. Then what?
You gotta get the money.
Do you lend your own vision and opinion in every one of these things? In the set, in the costumes, in the casting, in the sound design?
That's part of the director's job, to everybody should understand what we're doing, how we're gonna do it, and how I need each of these individuals, how they can contribute to the film. So from the very beginning, DP, production designer, costume designer, that's the core, because that's the look. They need to know what I see. And so everybody could bring that to reality within the costume design, the production design, the cinematography. So it has to be unified. Like this has been well thought out, and everything looks like it's cohesive and not just all over the place.
So there are times you reject ideas.
I wouldn't use the word reject because people have egos, and you know, I don't want to like get anybody into a space where Spike doesn't think my work is good. I mean, they wouldn't have the job. But first of all, if I didn't think, you know, they could be a positive to the film we're working on. So, you know, you just want somebody to quit on you or be so discouraged that, you know, they just check out. So you have to be respectful. But at the same time, I have to part my vision. So we can make this the best film possible.
How have your creative journeys changed you in all these years?
My journeys have changed because I've always been open to learning. And I never thought I could stop learning. While I was in film school, the great filmmaker, great Japanese filmmaker Kurosawa was in the States. The journalists asked Kurosawa, "You were considered one of the greatest filmmakers ever. And so is there anything that you don't know?" And Kurosawa said, "There's a whole universe of cinema I've still not learned." He was like 85 at the time. So I'm in film school. So I don't know shit. So when one of my favorite filmmakers says that he's 85 and considered one of the masters, the greatest masters ever in cinema, and he said himself at that age that he still has a universe of cinema to learn, that made me like sit up and say like, okay, until my last dying breath, you know, I'm gonna be learning.